Whoops. There we go. Hi. Sorry about that. Had some stuff that I needed to take care of. What up? Hello everyone, Granny Tall. Oh no. That's good. That's a good thing to yawn in the first minutes of stream. Hi. How's it going? What is next on our journey right now? Like what is in between us and a space and time for you? Should we save trailers and stuff for after that? Or I'm kind of thinking Space and Time for you came before, not much bearing. Okay, fair enough. 3 options: do Space and Time trailers and stuff, or all the little snooze quests to fully finish him off. That's another good point. Here's what I'm thinking, because I want to wrap up all of our story quests, including like the ones that I've put off, like Tainari and Nilu. This is the list of things to do before 6.0. So all of the remaining story quests, which is only 5. It's Gauthier, Nilu, Tainari. Who else? Tainari, Nilu, Linny, Emily, Escoffier. Do those. Obviously, Space and Time for you. Obviously. The event going on right now, I would love to tidy up Hangouts. I don't know if I consider those a requirement for myself, but I would love to tidy those up. And in the 20 days we have before 6.0, that's doable. I think that'd be doable. Hangouts are short, like me. Hangouts are short, so we could dust those up as well. But current events, as well. My first events that I'll be able to take part in. Like, at the time they're occurring. And finalize snooze. right now, I think we're just gonna wander. Oh, I did do Lantern right, and Mikawa. Haha. Stroke might be better do after. Never done hangouts before. Oh, interesting. Yeah, the hangouts are definitely not mandatory, but maybe I might consider them mandatory for people that we haven't met in story as much. So like Farazan. Farazan is a hangout, right? Farazan isn't in the... Yeah, she is a hangout. Farazan isn't in the actual Archon quest, but like, and Barbara, we didn't really interact with Barbara a whole lot. So like Barb, Benny, more of Noelle, but like Toma's in the main quest. Sayu's in the main quest. I want to do more of Layla's as well, and Kaya's would also be pretty interesting. Yeah, only shows up in events. I'd at least I would like to at least make one run through. So of the characters that we haven't done even one run through of their hangout for, Barb, Diona, Toma, Yunjin, Ningguang, Farazan, Kaveh, Kaya, Lynette. So quite a few. However, one run through of their hangout can be relatively short. You could knock out 3 in one stream easily. So new AQ is literally a prelude to the next part of the story. What noise was that? Okay, interesting. I'm thinking I might save trailers until after that then, because the trailers, the big trailers that came out, like the big ones that came out recently, those came out after A Space and Time for You was released, which is more what I would want to experience them, more how I would want to experience them in terms of like in release order. Thing is, we have time for the mandatory stuff. Hangouts I wouldn't consider mandatory, and even the story quests I'm not sure I would consider Emily and Escoffier necessarily mandatory. Tighnari, Nilou, and Lyney are directly tied to the to their respective Archon quests, so I definitely want to do those. Emily and Escoffier, though, they're kind of just gravy on top of the stories of the main Archon quests. I'm thinking what I might want to do. Is that our affiliate anniversary? Is it? How do you even know that? When was our affiliate anniversary? I know it was relatively recent, like relatively soon after we started. And was a very, very good gravy. It was there yesterday too. The app says. Oh. All right. Well. I remember it was very early that I had a conversation with chat. Had a conversation with you guys being like, should I pull the trigger on this? And you guys were like, please do. Like, I don't. It was very encouraging. Ah. Let's see. I kind of want tomorrow to be an earlier morning stream so we can catch the viewers that don't often get to come to our streams because of the time zones and stuff. But I don't know what to do for that time slot. We could potentially tidy up some more snooze questing tomorrow, actually. Excuse me. I know people are really excited for me reacting to the trailers and stuff, so I kind of feel bad about like saying that, kind of hyping that up, and then we're not doing that today. Which trailers are, because like the big trailer that just recently came out, I think I want to not do that one right now. Let's rewatch the Teyvat trailer. That's a really good idea, actually. Let me turn off the Genshin in-game music. Sudodoomp. Sudodoomp boom. Yeah, the Welkin Moon teaser. That's what I was talking. That's what I was thinking. That like maybe we save that. Maybe we save that. Because I haven't watched this. When did we first watch this? God's Limits is also good to watch. Let's watch Prelude to Moonlight came before 5.7. Okay. God's Limits and Prelude to Moonlight. The 8-minute this thing, very tied to parallelism. Ooh, okay. This thing. Cool. That was 3 weeks ago. And then the other one is, what else did you guys, Prelude to Moonlight. Ooh, that was 1 month ago. Okay. So that one, let me put that one here. Let me put that one there. That there. Okay. I do want to rewatch the Travail trailer because we did not. I haven't watched that since we did originally. So it's been a while. And I probably forgot because this is the roadmap trailer, as you guys have said. And so this is going to be fun to watch with more of a context of... I still didn't have a super good handle and like a super good grasp of Teyvat in general when we watched this originally. I think a lot of the hints and stuff probably glossed over I probably glossed over even stuff from Inazuma and Liyue and definitely Cimmerian and Fontaine and stuff. So the small things that they've hinted along the way. So let's rewatch this.
We had no time to say goodbye, so let's not call it that.
Pre-day one as well is what this is, isn't it? Pre-release.
The war has already begun. It is just a continuation of past battles.
That's Dane's voice.
The gods goad us on with the promise of their 7 treasures. Rewards for the worthy, the doorway to divinity. Yet buried in the depths of this world lies smoldering remains, a warning to those that dare trespass. That throne in the sky is not reserved for you. But mortal arrogation never stops. None will escape the flames. See for yourself. The dragon who defended Mondstadt for a millennium finally faces his perturbation. What does freedom really mean when demanded of you by a god?
That was a Venti quote, wasn't it? No, I forgot to talk. I was just got enraptured in stuff. The flowers in Lumine's hair. You think this is just a dreamscape, or do you think this is a glimpse of their original world that they came from?
What does freedom really mean when demanded of you by a god?
Diluc with a defense weapon, by the way. Isn't that a defense weapon? Or what is that? Diluc with a blood-tainted greatsword?
contracts senselessly slaughtered as his people watched on in horror. In the end, he will sign the contract to end all contracts.
Wow, they really... You would have no context, but those are very major things to say in this trailer.
In the secluded land of the immortal Shogun, the Bakufu rules eternal. But what do mortals see of the eternity chased after by their god? The god of wisdom's enemy is wisdom itself, and the oasis of knowledge is a mirage in the desert of ignorance. In the city of scholars, there is a push for folly, yet the god of wisdom makes no argument against it.
They really brought out their banger soundtracks as well.
The god of justice lives for the spectacle of the courtroom, seeking to judge all other gods. But even she knows not to make an enemy of the divine.
That's cute. We got the twins for this, for in the trailer.
The rules of war are woven in the womb. The victors shall burn bright.
Incandescent Ode of Resurrection. Ode of Resurrection is how is your first words about Notland. That's fascinating.
While the losers must turn to ash. When the god of war shares this secret with the traveler, it is
Yansan was in the... She had such a little role. Okay, because she's a chibi. She had such a small role in all of the surrounding AQ, all of the surrounding quests in Natlan. Whereas everyone else, you've got Diluc, everyone else played such a major role in their respective regions. That's super weird. Huh.
Because she has her reasons. She is a god with no love left for her people, nor do they have any left for her. Her followers hope only to be on her side when the day of her rebellion against the divine comes at last.
What the hell is this? Is this Nose Guy? It's Nose Guy. I feel like I recognized the hat, actually. Short man, low perspective for his benefit. Why do the Season and the agent look so cool in this? With their arms crossed and the slightly turned away from us. Speaking of which, there's that Season down in the chasm we still haven't gotten tea with.
In the perpetual meantime of a sheltered eternity, most are content to live and not to dream. But in the hidden corners where the god's gaze does not fall, there are those who dream of dreaming. Some say a few are chosen in the...
Oh, I didn't realize that it just straight up said Conria.
Few are chosen and the rest are dregs. But I say we humans have our humanity. We will defy this world with a power from beyond. Now, you who has set foot in this world, your journey has reached its end, but one final doorway remains. Step forth if you have understood the meaning of your journey. Defeat me. Command me to step aside. Show me that you are worthier than I to rescue her. Then, the threads of all fate will be yours to reweave. My memory has all but faded completely, but I will always remember how much she too loved these flowers.
Well then, Unknown Random, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How weird is it to know how close we are to the end of this? not to the end of it, but you know what I mean? Like how far we've come and how... So close, but so far. Man. And you know there's going to be tons of stuff after, even after the quote-unquote main quest. Like after the main story finishes, there's probably still going to be a lot more after the main quest, unless the main quest continues on for a lot longer than we think, and when the actual end of this game arrives, it is a very final end as well. Because I could see them having it be open-ended. I could see them having to be open-ended in terms of like Travelers alive, Abyss Twins alive, everyone, like everything's all good. I could also see them taking a much more final turn with it. Abyss Twin dies, Traveler dies, or something, or in some way where it wouldn't make sense to keep playing, to continue the story after, or like you can, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom did this, where you can't play after you complete the game, but after you win the final battle, you're teleported back to the save just before, it autosaves, it teleports you back to just before you did that final battle, so that you can keep exploring the world, you can keep on doing all the quests you missed, find all the chests you missed, do all the shrines and that kind of stuff. I wonder if they'll do something like that, where the ending is a final ending, and they'll dump you back into to the previous save and be like, okay, you can go back and continue exploring Teyvat, but just know you can't continue on. The Traveler's journey has an end. I could see them taking that route with it too, which I think would be really fascinating. It is called Teyvat chapter, that's true. And they could do, yeah, they could do, I wonder if they will do like realm hopping, because that's been introduced with Skirk. I wonder if they would do realm hopping. That would almost make sense. How do I phrase this? That would almost make sense because that's what Aether and Lumine did prior to the events of the game. If they don't do a continuation, what I would love to see for Genshin 2 is Archon War, Halcyon. I would love to see a Prelude. I think that would go hard. Prelude to Moonlight. I don't know. I've had that thought for a bit. What's Paimon's role gonna be in this? War crimes with Fenty. I've had the thought of what's going to become of Paimon as the story comes to a close, as we start getting our questions, our day one questions answered when this game starts coming to its close. I still don't think that Paimon is the sustainer, but I really feel that she has a deep connection to Celestia, and I've always held the quiet opinion that who was it that called Paimon our emissary? Was it Ochkan? No. Kukulkan called Paimon our emissary. I thought that was a very that almost seemed like a character having a Freudian slip. Not a Freudian slip, but like saying in the back of Paimon's mind was like, she was like, why did you call me that? Like, just call me pale floater or something. Don't say emissary. Cantina also called her a balloon. And not even necessarily. She didn't say a balloon connected to the heavens. How did she phrase it? A balloon with a string that goes up to the heavens, which is also very, very interesting. Jeez, don't call me out like that. I thought it was very interesting, especially because this is obviously, and I say obviously, but this game does things very. This game is very good at doing things that are, here, let me just put some, since I'm theorizing at this point. This game does design in Genshin is very intentional. Sometimes it is, oh, that's just a game mechanic, you know. Sometimes it is that, but other times it's not. I would love to read way too far into when we go to the edge of the map and Paimon says, let's explore the area ahead of us later. Like she knows where we are and supposed to go. As the emissary, she's the one leading us towards a very specific route. I would love to read way too far into that, and part of me really wants to. She's a guide, yeah. Best guide, the best travel guide in Teyvat is her name. Probably Celestia bribed Paimon's sticky honey roast. And so there's a part of me that like there's a lot of different theories you could come at it with. One of the theories that I've had, which I don't know how much I believe in any of the theories that I have, but one passing theory is that Celestia knew that a traveler from afar would be the one to challenge them or be the one to save Teyvat or they knew that the traveler would be significant, and so they assigned Paimon to basically lead them on a very specific course of action, which is why you can't stray too far outside the borders until it's time to. Because if you tried to walk into Sumeru before Sumeru was there, she would say, let's explore the area ahead of us later. And then when it's time for Sumeru, it's like, okay, I won't stop you now, because now it's time for this leg of your journey. Yeah, she has a lot of celestial imagery on her too. The crown, her cufflinks look almost exactly like the celestial nails. Not exactly, they are. The celestial nail, the fringes on the celestial nail are the exact design from her cufflinks. The tiara kind of. The tiara kind of looks like the ring around the fully revitalized statues. She leaves constellation trails when she floats. If you're acting to Pray to Moonlight, check the second video in the quest doc. Okay. Oh. This is a 22-minute video. Okay. Okay. Second video, 22.5 minutes. All right. This is our tease. It was our first tease for next year. Okay. Okay. Paimon might be an ICBM. We don't know. The Paimon is clearly a crab. I'm also very excited to. Oh my gosh! See all these heads getting cut off. I'm also very excited to see more stuff about the Archons, excuse me, and what's going to become of the Gnosis. All of the Gnosis are remains of Descenders, or it's just the Hydrognosis? Or are all of them the remains of Descenders? Was that all? Okay. Couldn't remember if that was discussed, that it was just the Hydrognosis, or all of them were the remains of one Descender. And the remains of the third, correct? Yeah, the third. Gnosis are made from the third Descender, and we are the fourth Descender, the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers. I really do think that it would kind of make sense. Here, let me change the stream tag real quick. I need to move this window over there as well. Whoa, that's not how you spell that word. How do you spell theorizing? Theorizing. Boop. We haven't really gotten a whole lot. We haven't gotten a whole lot about maybe that's not true. I was about to say we haven't gotten a whole lot of information on Dane, but that's not really true, is it? I just want to know more. I want to have more interactions with Dane. There are hints towards who the third descender might be in the description of Skirk's artifact set. I'm not a grenade. I'm a gnosis. What else? Just the Archons in general. It's now, I feel like at this point we have it on good authority that Venti is obviously much more powerful than he lets on. But to what extent? And we still have no confirmation on if he's in on the Gnosis plot. Did he let his Gnosis get stolen or not? Because if he did let his Gnosis get taken, then every single Gnosis that has changed hands did so willingly as part of a contract, or did so with the consent of the Archon. And Moika still has control of her Gnosis. I know, every time we meet Venti, we never ask him about Conria. We never ask him any more questions that, like, hey, I'm gonna ask a question, Venti, and you are not gonna give me an answer. Didn't Nuvi also call it a cursed item, or was it? I mean, I guess he was part of that conversation, wasn't he? But zero question dodger for real, it really is. Skirk told that to Nuvi. We should probably blackmail Venti. How good was Venti at dodging your intertwined fates back in the day? Oh man. We still, I have a feeling that, maybe not directly, but I really feel like Zhongli's, Zhongli and Zhongli's contract are going to play a very significant role in this upcoming region, in the 6.0 and, the 6.0 and further regions. Because we still don't have really any information further on what the contract was, or what the contract was, what the nature of it was, who gained what out, like what did he stand to gain out of it, like the details of it. It's been 4 years, and we still don't have any information on that. Going through the list, there's Inazuma feels more buttoned up. If we have time, I would also really like to do Surumi Island and the Sacred Sakura cleansing as well. Those are major world quests that I would like to wrap up. Some reason it looks like more Johnny doesn't like HP. What do you mean? He scales on it. Oh, I still haven't stopped the storms at Yashiori. That's also true. Surumi super related to 6.9. Huh. Alright. I have it on good authority, by which I mean you. All of you. So Rhydness are raging? Yeah, but that's normal. Is the Emily... Okay. I understand. I would love to get all of the, like, in a perfect world, I would get all of the content dusted up before 6.0. That'd be great. But so all the stuff you have want to do in mod chat and want to compile that. Okay, thank you, Spides. Spides has often been a order of events, an order of events person in the Discord. So thank you. Also helped us with when the dialogue rushed through. I'm sure I'll have some big backlog. Like I don't know how confident I am that we'll be able to finish up Tsurumi and Sacred Sakura and that kind of stuff. But there's time. There's plenty of time. It's just I don't know if we'll be able to do it. IRL stuff and work stuff is starting to get a little bit crazy again. Also, my depression is getting really, really, really bad again. But I've been able to. It's been manageable, but it's been hitting me really, really hard. But we've always had enough time. She did say. And so, how can she get mad at us for assembling a harem? What did she say? My brother is looking for me. Are we? Are we though? How actively are we looking for her? There's been times where it does seem like Ether has a kind of in which quest was it that he was ready to walk away from the Archon quest or the side quest, like the quest stuff that was going on. It was like, dude, this is not my problem. I'm just trying to find my sister. Toma, that's right, yeah. He's like, this is not my war. This is not my fight. I just need to talk to your Archon so I can find my sister. That's it. And it's fascinating that all of this started because Paimon told us that the god of Anemo might have been it wasn't that, oh, I think the god of Anemo is the god that took your sister, but they might know something about it. And if we have our sus glasses on about Paimon, then that's a very interesting thing to lead us towards, is the whole quest of meeting the Archons to try to find more about where our sister went that idea was put into our brain by Paimon. Yeah, Space and Time is the only mandatory, like, Archon quest thing in between me and 6.0, isn't it? Oh, that's a good, that'd be interesting. Paimon is sus, but Paimon doesn't know she's sus. Oh, there's a new prelude? Oh. So new prelude and Space and Time. The reason that I often think that Paimon is sus and does know that she's sus is because there are so many times where it feels like she's being intentionally stupid about something. Where a character will say something in black and white, clear as day, in plain English, and she'll say, oh, Paimon didn't really understand that, haha. It's like, but how could you not understand that? And it feels like she's trying to keep the mask up of like, wait, am I supposed to know that or not? Do I know that? I'll just say that I don't. Where it feels like she knows way more than she does, as if she was sent by Celestia to guide us on a specific path. Or she could be above, what's above the heavenly principles? Like, what's above Celestia? It just, yeah, it just seems like she's playing dumb. Just because let's just send her doesn't mean they send their best surprised. The Ojudrai, I mean, like, right now, like, who does Celestia take orders from? Not that the Archons necessarily take orders from. I guess they kind of did during the Cataclysm, though. Excuse me. There's times she knows things. There's times she knows nothing. Heavenly principles. The only thing Celestia considers a threat is the Abyss and maybe the dragons. That's very true. The two things that they brought out the big guns for. And with the Abyss, it was these beings that we bequeathed power unto, that we bequeathed the stolen power of the dragons onto. We're gonna send them. We're gonna bring our big guns out for this cataclysm threat. What other dragon sovereigns do we know of confirmed exist currently in game? Nuvi is not an OG dragon sovereign. He's a young sovereign, but he is a dragon sovereign. We know a Pep exists. Only a Pep. Shikaro, but he did, yeah. Because Dvalin and Durin are not, Durin obviously, but Dvalin is just one of the 4 winds. I say he's just one of the 4 winds. It was, I think it was a theory that people, like a community theory that a lot of the Genshin community came up with very early on that, I think I treat it as fact, but it definitely isn't. It was just a theory that Ajdaha is a sovereign, but that's not at all confirmed in any way, shape, or form. It would make sense, but nothing really leads us towards that besides theory. And the theories that lead us towards that seems like it's connecting things that are kind of disparate. We don't know about the Cryo Sovereign. We don't know anything about the Electro. We don't know about a lot of the sovereigns, do we? Like, we don't know really about the Animo or the Electro Sovereign or the Geo Sovereign. Speaking to the Dendro Dragon does make it a pep talk. Yep. Yeah, a pep Shrikadal and Nuvi, the only confirmed sovereign. Oh, hello, Yuna. Welcome. I know it's often difficult for you to attend our streams, so hello. It has been a while. I think we're gonna try tomorrow to do an early stream to grab some of the viewers that don't often can't come to our normal time slot. So like 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Like 8 hours prior to this time slot. I don't understand why anyone could say that Zhongli is the Geo Sovereign. That doesn't make any sense. Because he is the, he was the... What? How crazy would that be? He's like, you took the power of the dragons. I'm gonna take it back. The Celestia stole the power of the dragons, and then he engaged in the Archon War to win it back. His adaptive form is that of a dragon. Yeah, but there's a lot of dragons in Teyvat. He's been around for a long time. He did try avoiding Nuvi during Land Run, that's true. See ya, Kun. Thanks for stopping by. What shades have we had confirmed as well? Easteroth and three of them. Oh, we talked about that last stream actually, didn't we? We have 3 confirmed shades. Easteroth, Renova, and Nibirius. We don't even know what the Cryo Archon even looks like at this point. No 3x renovation. All right, let's watch this. Let's start with Nod-Krai. Boop. much longer video than I usually like reacting to. But you guys like watching my reactions and stuff. So let's go, gamers.
在诺德卡莱的相关信息放出之后
Oh,
项目组的
ooh, actually, I don't know why I didn't see the behind the scenes thing. Ooh, hell yeah.
伙伴们也观察到，各位旅行者有很多不同的解读和猜想，有一些比较天马行空了，有一些也跟我们的想法有点接近。
那这一次也是为了满足大家的好奇心啊，今天我们就站在创作者的角度，去跟大家聊一聊接下来诺德卡莱的版本内容。那同时呢，我其实也想借这个话题啊，和大家去分享一下，创作《原神》的理念和思路。
创作《原神》这样一个作品，有点像编织一张巨大。
Man, the art direction team. There's not a single moment of this game that the art direction team didn't do super well on, and a lot of it they knocked clear out of the ballpark. There's no part of it that just seems meh to me. There's not a single part of the art direction in this game that seems meh to me. Even going all the way back to the worst parts of like visually and art direction and environment design, visually going even all the way back to Mondstadt. There's no part of that just is meh to me. All looks so good.
了画布，起初我们从2个方向去开始编织。
Chaska's pants, yeah, I don't like Chaska's pants, but in terms of like even designs that aren't to my taste are still done very well. Textures and everything, lighting.
做诸国的冒险，另一个叫做追寻血亲。然后就过了好几年的时间，这个画布呢也就逐渐有了大致的框架。这个时候我们回头去看的话，发现哎不对呀，这个画布它留的线头太多了。然而这些线头里面其实包含了非常多的信息，提瓦特大量的人物事都是通过这些细碎的线索串联在一起的。但是我们的节奏呢，太快了，太匆忙了，很多有意思的点并没有完全充分的展示给我们的旅行者。那同时，这其实也是一个很普遍的创作。
It is. I don't know if I should call it a bummer, but it is definitely a thing about this game that some of the best parts of the lore and the story building and the world building come from things you have to read. And it is a joke, but it also isn't that gamers don't read. I think that I think a surprising estimation of the fan base does miss out on stuff that is hidden behind just these like Per and Harry. They're hidden behind books, not even quests. Because unvoiced quests, that's one thing. Most people are gonna do unvoiced quests for the rewards and stuff, for the drops and all that kind of stuff, or for like I know that Raiden's first and second story quest are not mandatory parts of the AQ, but they borderline are because there's a major weekly boss at the end of it, and so most people are going to do that, even if just purely for the boss drops. The books are different though, because you gain nothing from them in terms of tangible in-game stuff. In terms of like in-game rewards and stuff, it's just more lore. And I would consider myself much more of a... I didn't realize that when we got rated by Sajef, which is still crazy to think about. When we got rated by Sajef, I didn't know that he was like the meta sage for Genshin. I consider myself much more of a lore head. I try to be very, very balanced, but I feel like if it's between the lore and the combat, what sucked me in more was the lore. I should make more lore books. It's just I haven't had the time to record and edit, you know, a 30-minute, 40-minute video, just reading the books out.
误区，创作者有的时候会忘了。
Hang on, just make sure I didn't miss anything that he
这
said.
其实也是一个很普遍的创作误区，创作者有的时候会忘记自己和玩家的信息量其实是不对等的。那一旦在不知不觉间忽视了玩家的视角，忘记了玩家所看到的内容其实是不完整的话， 有时候就会让玩家错过其实非常有价值的内容，甚至会产生误解。所以在今年我们想把这些线头串起来，用一种比较流畅自然的方式，把那些就好像闪光的星星重新摆到这个画布它原有的位置上面。
Dude,
这个就
return the stars in our canvas to the right position. That's how you know that's a great way of putting that. That's awesome. We want to return the stars in our canvas to their rightful positions. That's like a line out of that would be a line out of a quest, and he just like drops that off the cuff.
闪光的星星重新摆到这个画布它原有的位置
Oh,
上
it could be a reference to Milan.
这
Yeah, that
个
makes
就是
sense.
下一年我们想要在罗德卡莱
The music box in the sky.
我们想把来自提瓦特各个角落的信息去整合起来。那最重要的前提啊，它得有一个理想的区域。那这个区域呢，它可以顺理成章的让提瓦特的各个势力聚集在一起，为了一个共同的目标去演绎一段故事。说的通俗一点，就是它得是一个先天要素集合圣体。有些旅行者可能看过 DC 漫画，那在 DC 宇宙里呢，这个地方就是哥谭市。那在
Oh, interesting. Thinking of Nod-Krai as Gotham is very interesting, huh? That's super interesting that they want kind of want Nod-Krai to be a place to conglomerate all the.
的轨迹系列里面呢，这个地方就是克罗斯贝尔自治州。那在其他的游戏里也有很多这样的案例，比如说有夜之城啊、祖安啊、朝
Night
都啊、
City
崔斯特姆啊、多兰古雷格呀，对吧？那这些旅行者们比较熟知的概念啊，它到了原神当中，那这次我们给它的名字就叫做罗德卡莱。
Whoa. Ooh, who the hell is this? Ooh, I thought this almost looked like Anka for a second. Who the hell is this? It's a deer.
那在这样一种构想下，那罗德卡莱的势力自然就是比较错综复杂的。与其继续像之前几个版本一样，我们用国家这个地理强相关的概念，那不如去依赖各个势力的这个共同目标来定义这一年的内容。所以我们从过去众多的一些伏笔当中啊，我们提炼了月亮这个关键词作为这个版本最核心的意象。为了让旅行者们也能更加强烈的感知到这一点，所以这一年我们打算把名字也改掉，我们打算采用一套新的版本名称，叫做《空月之歌》。那《空月之歌》系列呢，会从5.8版本之后就跟大家正式见面，持续也是将近1年的时间。
The sky is definitely sus in Yanfei. The sky is definitely sus in Teyvat, as we know.
其实我们刚把罗德卡莱或者说月亮这个词这个关键词抛出来的时候，这个概念啊，我们会有一些担心。这些信息这个名词，它其实已经代表着我们的旅行者已经非常接近原神这个故事的真相了。但是如果光说罗德卡莱，光说月亮，其实是非常不直观的。那针对这个情况，我希望用到刚才我提到的画布叙事的一个特征，因为信息之间是有高度的关联性的，所以我们可以用熟悉的内容去带动陌生的内容，用关系紧密的内容去带动对于旅行者而言还比较疏远的内容。那基于这个思路的话
That's a really good way to like for story stuff as well. I also appreciate how they do that in game mechanics as well, where there's not really any game mechanics that are crazy different from each other. As long as you have a grasp of the base mechanics, it's pretty easy to learn the mechanics of other nations and puzzles and stuff like that. Notland brought around a ton of new mechanics and a ton of new abilities and stuff like that, but because they're so closely tied to the regular abilities and the base mechanics of the game, of the rest of the, from Fontaine back, use familiar content to enable new content. That they use that same concept in the gameplay as well as the story.
陌生的内容
And they do it very well.
用关系紧密的内容去带动对于旅行者而言还比较疏远的内容。那基于这个思路的话，我们分别对月亮和罗德卡莱开始了创作和拓展。在月亮的这个概念上面，原神里面其实已经存在了很多很多看似 无关但是其实高度相关的情报，就比如说李岳的书籍《竹林月夜》，对吧？还有那本谈都不能谈的禁书《日月前世》，还有雪山鹤观，还有奥西坎纳塔的壁画。
Oh, and Surumi Island.
甚至大家非常熟悉的月卡女神，以及在空月之歌这个网页活动里。
I hadn't thought about that. That the Welkin Moon goddess, the logo that pops up, it is called the Blessing of the Welkin Moon. I never would have thought that there was something to read into that. I thought it was like, oh, that's just a clever thing to call your paid subscription thing. Imagine if it... This is the game to do that, though, where even their battle pass has lore behind it. That actually go kind of hard. If that logo, the goddess of the moon, I had not thought of that until just now.
里面我们揭露的预言，还有5.6版本前瞻节目里面给大家展示过的新版本的 logo。
那刚才这些已释出的内容，它其实共同反映了一个事实，那就是提瓦特曾经存在过3个月亮，他们在提瓦特世界格局形成之初的时候就已经存在了。那这形成之初的时候就已经存在了。
It's a hint. It's an Easter egg. It's an Easter egg that Dainsliff is actually a crab. The Tsaritsa is actually a crab. The crabs. Did I know that there were once 3 moons in Teyvat?
那就是提瓦特曾经存在。
Did I know that already? Nod-Krai is full of crabs. Oh, the Moon Sisters. Ha ha. There's also a very rule of 3. There's also a rule of 3 as well. The three goddesses that created Simulanka. The three mothers of the Vorkasha Oasis. 3 gods of Sumeru.
待过3个月亮，他们在提瓦特世界格局形成之初的时候就已经存在了。那这也是为什么我们说这个月亮它是具备最原始、最纯粹的力量的。那这股力量甚至比大家现在熟知的这个7元素力还要更早。那同时呢，也是因为月亮的力量既纯粹又强大。那刚才我们讲到有各种势力，他们都会被这股力量牵引过来。那有的人是为了夺取它，那有的人可能是为了消灭它。那当然还会有各种各样其他的理由。那这些各自有不同目的的人，他们聚集在一起，那形成各种势力，那他们之间肯定会有一些冲突，那有的也可能会达成合作，不管是冲突还是合作，那将会构成旅行者在诺德卡莱冒险的一个很重要的部分。那这个作为故事主舞台的这个诺德卡莱，那也会成为旅行者们在新版本最值得期待的内容。
Yeah. Yeah.
我们在创作诺德卡莱的时候去思考过一个问题：当你到了一个陌生的城市旅行，你第一个想要见到的人是谁呢？
When we first enter Mondstadt City, when we first enter Liyue Harbor and Inazuma City, what's the first thing we usually do? Who is the first person we usually talk to? It's the first thing that I was gonna say Catherine. Meteor. I was gonna say the first thing we usually do is find out where we can go. Find out, okay, where's the Catherine? Where's the crafting table? Where's the
大部分情况下是你的亲戚朋友，对吧？或者是非常熟悉的网友。这个道理在诺德卡莱也是一样的。我们认为最能给旅行者带来安全感的，就是我们非常熟悉的七风骑士团的老朋友。
Oh my gosh, Mika is the final harbinger.
哪怕是只闻其名的大团长法尔加。法尔加目前正在诺德卡莱对远征中的一些发现进行调查，在即将到来的 5.6 版本，他也会有一次意外的出场。那除了光是听到名字就让人很安心的角色啊， 当然也有听到名字就让人很担心的角色存在。在纳塔的魔神任务的最后，马维卡跟我们提到过，预言中的某个据点就在诺德卡莱，他们在研究跟古月遗骸有关的情报。除此之外，好像还有几位执行官也都或明或暗地参与到了诺德卡莱这场巨大的阴谋当中。
当时马维卡
Having the Sumeru music in the background of this is just, hits just right.
他还提到了一些可以使用特殊力量的诺德卡莱的居民，那我们叫他双月之子。也许就是双月之子这个名词它大家可能不太了解，比较有距离感。那他们有一些特征其实很类似大家比较熟知的凯尔特神话。凯尔特神话中有一个教派叫德鲁伊教派，那这个教派是崇尚自然的，他们把天体也就是星星作为自己的神奇。那其实大家知道月亮也是天体的一个。那在不久前的版本活动里面，我们也提到过这些双月之子的教众他们是可以使用魔法的。那另外呢，这种对月亮进行崇拜的组织，那也不是到了诺德卡莱这个版本才第一次提及。那实际上在原神之前的内容里，比如 1.2 版本的龙脊雪山还有 2.2 版本的鹤冠岛，那其实都有这样的组织存在。那在
Surumi was 2.2. Why did I think that Surumi came out around like? Why did I think that Surumi was an Inazuma expansion after Inazuma had been buttoned up, like after 2.x? Huh. It's probably because I went there only like after the Sumeru Archon quest, isn't it? Last item before. Oh, it was before Ankanamiya. Huh. Well then. There was still a whirlpool underneath the Watatsumi Shrine. You just couldn't go. It just would just probably insta death you, right? Before Anka was released.
最近的纳塔版本其实有一些世界任务也提及了相关的信息。那其实也不难猜就是双月之子是一个崇拜月亮的教派。那在这片土地上，他们的立场就是尽其所能的去庇护月亮带来的一切。那这一点呢，就会跟前来抢夺这个月之力量的愚人众之间一定会发生冲突。
What the hell is this District 9 spaceship?
诺德卡莱本土还有其他的几个势力：福尼契商会、直登人以及狂猎。福尼契商会顾名思义是一个从事商业活动的组织，他们的总部设置在一个叫做纳夏镇的城镇里。纳夏镇这个地方鱼龙混杂，旅行者也
This reminds me so much of like cool old Cartoon Network shows. That's no moon. Not a moon, that's for sure. The Dewey Death Star.
会在这里跟各种各样的人打交道。那其中有一个叫做密文馆的独立机构是最为特殊的，他们会接受委托处理一些难以解决或者只能隐秘解决的问题。OK， 那直登人和狂猎呢，又是另一个故事了。他们也是
Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt.
彼此存在冲突的势力。诺德卡莱之所以在剧情里面被称作一块自治区域，有一部分原因就是这里是处在提瓦特世界的边缘的。坎瑞亚的灾变
For located on the edge of Teyvat? I thought it was just on the border between Mondstadt and Snezhnaya. On the edge of Teyvat? What does that even mean? Located on the edge of Teyvat. Huh. It's above Notland? Oh, I thought it was above... Why did I think it was above... Why did I think it was above Mondstadt? Maybe I'm conflating Nod-Krai with Dornman Port.
处在提瓦特世界的边缘的。坎瑞亚的灾变发生之后，这里也是第一批受到深渊侵蚀的区域。这里存在的深渊势力其实是非常强大的，以至于形成了一种名为狂猎的深渊灾害。
Known as the Wild Hunt.
狂猎这个势力或者说这个名词 来自于北欧的民间神话，是它的意思是说一群幽灵或者说超自然生物组成的一个大军，无止境的在野外去追逐猎物。狂猎的成员可能是精灵、仙女，甚至是死者。而在原神里呢，狂猎是一群幽魂大军。狂猎的灾害的开始，往往是以旅行者们已经见过的深渊魔物，也就是受精猎犬作为先锋。随后这个
Vanguard,
这个
I'd take a Geralt. Any Witcher fans in here? My current daily driver, I name my vehicles, and the current car that I own is named Siri. It's a white 2006 4Runner.
幽魂大军会无情地抹消掉他们途经所遇到的一切存在。
正是因为罗德卡莱有狂猎肆虐所以他也驻扎着一个自古以来专门对抗狂猎的组织。那他们被称作直登人那这个词也不是我们第一次提及在 5.5 版本，我们新推出了一套圣遗物，这个圣遗物的故事讲述的就是这个组织的一些事迹。简单。
What artifact set was that? Lightkeeper's Pledge. What artifact set is this? Is this Finale? Oh, it's the Plunging set. Long Night's Oath. That'll be a thing to read then. The Veressa set.
这个组织的一些事迹。
That also shares a domain with Finale of the Deep Galleries. I have quite a few Long Night's Oaths when I've been trying to grab artifacts for Skirk. And I don't think I have anyone who would really benefit from that. And Veressa might not come back for a while. So I think I'm going to dumpster most of the 4 stars and only hang on to 5 stars that have really good substats. And I'll strongbox them in favor of Codex for my Mawika.
简单理解的话，他们就有点像是守卫在罗德卡莱附近的边防战士，是一支纪律很严明的兵团。那讲到这里，我们其实已经介绍了有霜月之子，有愚人众，有弗尼契商会，有直登人，还有狂猎。那再加上之前情报当中提及过的，还有其他的活跃在罗德卡莱这片土地上的势力那我想就是旅行者应该可以意识到，就是我们所说的这个千头万绪的这个线头也好包括刚才画布式的这个叙事也好，其实也不是我们随随便便打的比方。
The canvas metaphor is a very good metaphor for like it's a very good metaphor to use for the story that is Genshin Impact. Not pulling Xiao might not be back for a while either, and Xiao might be one that I add for the collection, not for the meta. See, Lali is one that I want for both, for the collection and the meta. I don't know how much I'll use Mualani. I know that Shark Nuke is definitely a thing, but I want Mualani more for the collection than the meta. Ningguang was one that I wanted for the collection. Didn't really care about her meta. Honestly, as much as I really enjoyed playing Yoimiya, and I play her a lot in my wife's world, but Yoimiya is never one that I take to endgame content. She was almost here primarily for the collection. Whenever the survey comes up and it's like, what do you want to do more of in Genshin? I always just like, I want to collect more characters and want to advance the plot line. You took her to endgame? With who? Tao? Okay.
这些不同来历不同个性的势力融合到《空月之歌》这个大版本的故事和世界当中其实是个非常非常庞大细致的工程。
A real world archetypes that can encompass the design of this region.
很遗憾，没有。
Did you see the look on his face after that question was posed to him? Hey, are there any real world archetypes that can encompass the design of this region? He's like, not really. Xiao needs a lot of support to work these days. That's unfortunately the story with a lot of the OG characters that have been. Power creep is that's just a thing that happens in almost every single game.
没有， 绝对的讲啊，没有，会有一些还波罗的海的自然风貌，但是人文啊，完全是架空的。不过讲真啊，这个对于我们来说其实是一个挑战。这个是不用文明作为主题，而是以人作为主题带来的挑战。
Ooh, I like that.
在这种情况下，比起传统的做法，观察文明要如何映射在人身上，我们更像是在思考说，如果舞台上出现的是这些人，由他们构成的文明会变成什么样子，又具备哪些要素。换句话说，就是
That's a really cool way of looking at world building and environment design, is not looking at it to try to replicate it's the Yingar hairstyle. Not trying to look like not trying to look at it in terms of trying to replicate, like Leo and Inazuma were the two that were very clearly and very heavily based off of one singular nation's culture. She lives rent free in your mind. I mean, that was a very abrupt left turn that we had during that quest. I was like, what are we doing here? please, Miss Yingar, no.
从内容为文明服务到为人服务的转变，那这个思路的变化对于我们的
What the hell is this?
创作来说
It's an ethereal. What the hell is this thing?
路的变化
Wait, hold on.
对于
That's a Fatui agent's cloak, is it? No, never mind, not really.
我们的创作来说是尤为重要的。
Well, no, not really.
最终我们想要达到的效果跟几年前美术表达的终极目标其实是一致的。我们希望无论是谁去到诺德卡莱，都能找到属于自己这段旅程的自由与乐趣。
你硬要问这些表达当中有没有现实原型，那当然是有的了，那对吧？那大家都知道，艺术创作它从来不可能完全脱离现实。那就比如说大家谈到北欧，那北欧一定会有一个特殊的地貌，就是峡湾
fjords
啊，对吧？那有的旅行者可能在现实当中，在挪威、在冰岛这些国家，我们亲自见过这种壮观的景色。那还有一些旅行者，他可能是在一些经典的游戏作品里面他见过，比如说像早期的一些作品啊，比如说《魔兽世界》它曾经有一个地区叫豪风峡。
Ooh, any OG WoW players here? I was not, but any OG WoW players here?
峡湾，还有巫师三，对吧？这个可能大家耳熟能详了。它有一个地区叫史凯利杰群岛，对吧？那在原神当中，有一点不一样的是啊，原神它是一个基于卡通渲染和手绘风格的作品。那在这样一个表达底下，这种地貌应该怎么呈现？啊，那这件事情也是我们曾经没有做过的事情。虽然它没做过啊，虽然它很难，对吧？但是它非常有价值。
再比如刚才提到的《双月之子》和《愚人众的主》
Played for 10 years. Oh, damn. Soth, yes. Manowar, yes. Halcyon, not OG. Layer played WoW from early vanilla till... Oh, wow, till Pandaria. Played for 10 years. Ragnarok Online. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, it's you can tell in just the way that they talk. How are we already over halfway through these? Every time we watch some of these videos, I'm just like, how are we already halfway through this? I want more. Like when we watched Arlecchino's animation, the Crucibina animation with Arlecchino's like backstory animation, I was like, I want. That was already 7 minutes. They played Warcraft 3. But yeah, Renell, you can definitely tell when they how much passion they have into making this. It's such a labor of love that they put into just the tiniest little details in so many different parts of this game.
冲突这个概念在美术层面的表达其实是自然和人工的碰撞和冲突，具有原始气息、浑然天成的景色，如何与富有雕琢感和科技感的内容去共存呢？这样的理念并非没有先例啊，地平线、异度之刃、最终幻想7，我们也是这些优秀作品的粉丝，也熟知他们的。
Horizon Zero Dawn is actually a perfect example of what I want to see in Genshin Impact's technology. Unlike a lot of people, I don't have a problem with the rollerblades. I don't have a problem with the motorcycle. I don't have a problem with what's Kenichi's hand cannon called? I don't have a problem with that kind of stuff. I have more of a problem with Chilonen's mix table, but because that one's a harder one to sell me on, because it seems like a wider gap to say, but it's dragon tech. It's phlogiston. Phlogiston is sentient. I don't want them to cross the gap where all of a sudden there's flying cars and literal cell phones and that kind of stuff. And but I don't want them to use the idea of phlogiston, the idea of magic and that kind of stuff to. And I don't think they will, because this isn't the kind of company that Hoyo is to. It seems more lazy to me. As a cop-out is exactly what I'm trying to say. I can understand why people have a problem with a motorcycle, but if you really look at it, you don't even have to go to the lore of it. If you really just look at the model of the motorcycle, it is clearly not a motorcycle. It's a phlogiston-powered device. The Flame Strider is... there's no V-twin engine in there. There's no spark plug wires hanging off of it. And so it's a harder sell on me with stuff like the microphone and the guitars and stuff, and maybe not the guitars, because they have guitars in all over Teyvat. But the reason I don't have a problem with it is because the most egregious examples are in Mawika's teaser and Chilonen's teaser. In game, it makes perfect sense in universe.
表达手法。
But what I was saying is, Horizon Zero Dawn is a perfect example of what I want to see in that, where you can look at Horizon and think there's such primitive people. How is their technology all over the place? But the technology is in the form of animals. And if you really know the lore behind Horizon, then you know why it's that way. This is going to be a massive spoiler for Horizon. So when I blink my model, I'm going to hide my model and then bring it back. That's your cue that you can listen again if you don't want Horizon spoilers. But for Horizon Zero Dawn spoilers, the reason that there's technological animals and that kind of stuff is because there was an extinction event. And there was a technology that was able to reseed the Earth and basically reseed all of humanity and all of life, all of flora and fauna with these mechanical devices. And that's why those mechanical devices, why those technological beasts take the form of a bull or a giraffe and things like that. So there's a lore reason behind it, but it's not used as a crutch. It's not used to justify, it's an iPhone, but actually it's powered by phlogiston. That's how we can put a Pagani and a Ferrari in Genshin. Like, I don't want that, but... Oh wait, that's not me.
但提瓦特有自己的表达，原神的设计必须要建立在原神自己的设定要素上。比如说到神力。 说到提瓦特的标志，那就不得不提到遍布各国的7天神像，对吧？在诺德卡莱也有当地居民根据对于
That's weird.
月神的信仰建立的这个神像。那么双方在诺德卡莱在提瓦特原始力量上的争夺，是否可以具象化为对神像？
Hey, it's Lamine.
的干预呢？我们其实可以尝试通过神像的外观变化来体现两股势力相互对抗的地方生态。
刚才我们也提到一个问题，就是创作者和玩家之间是会存在一些信息差的。那消解创作者和玩家之间的信息差，就是我们经常面临的一个挑战。比如我举个例子，就是提瓦特的科技水平问题。 很多旅行者他其实基于早年接触原神的印象，他认为，提瓦特是一个比较落后的，大概15世纪左右的奇幻世界。那其实我们随着这5年多的内容更新，我们有陆陆续续的给玩家展示，提瓦特这个世界不同的侧面。比如在纳塔这个版本，我们有很多远超人类文明的古龙科技。但是比如说前几年每一个国家，它都会有一些组织，比如教令院，比如愚人众，比如枫丹科学院，那他们也是 一直在尝试挑战尖端的科技，所以接下来在这个有很多个势力融合的诺德卡莱，是自然会出现比其他地方高得多的科技造物和一些独特的风景的。 虽然我们是认为这些内容的铺垫时间已经足够长了吧，涵盖的内容面也比较丰富，但是具体的在某个特定的位置呈现它们的时候，不可避免的还是会让一些旅行者觉得比较突兀。那持续的如何解决这个信息差的问题，如何去消解它，其实对我们来说也算是一个难题。
I think the big issue to overcome is that there's a worry of lore power creeping. And let me explain that real quick. If they bring about iPhones and that kind of stuff, then what's the purpose of Kirara delivering messages on pen and paper? What's the point of Jean writing at the very end of the Mondstadt Archon quest? What's the point of Jean writing on parchment with an inkwell if iPhones exist and laptops and the internet exists? I think there's a worry that it will power creep is the only way I can describe it, that it would make certain aspects of the previous nations, it would seem obsolete. Like, why are you still doing that when in Teyvat other things exist, like other options exist? Like, Nodland could theoretically export phlogiston to other corners of Teyvat to bring that technology to the other corners of Teyvat. Maybe why they only made phlogiston work in Notland. So I'm curious to see how they're going to, because I'm not a hater on the technology in Genshin, and I also am not all in on the technology in Genshin. I'm still waiting for how the game is going to address that to me. I don't feel like I've experienced it enough to really form a good opinion about it. But the whatchamacallit in Sumeru, the Google glasses, it's veiled very well underneath the guise of it blends very well. The Akasha, it blends flawlessly with magic. As we get further and further on, that line starts to be more of a hard, firm line. I feel like it blends. I feel like it blends magic and technology less cleanly, but I don't have a problem with it doing that as long as it does it well, as long as it makes sense. Because with the context of the Dragon Tech, the Flame Strider makes sense. And also, like, well, then why are people still driving around in carts when there's motorcycles? Because there's not motorcycles everywhere. That was a special thing that was commissioned by Mawika specifically for Shalona to do, and it was a pain in the ass for Shalona to make one of them. And she's a very skilled smith as well. So as long as it makes sense, I don't have a problem with them doing it. I don't want that to be used as a crutch to kind of put out characters and devices and stuff that's cool, but doesn't make as much sense in lore, and it's just used as a crutch. I haven't talked about that hardly ever because I feel that it's very divisive, and that's not what I want the stream to turn into. But that is an opinion that I've always felt that. Excuse me. The technology in Skyrim, I think, was handled very well also. That the dwarves were long extinct, but their technology far surpasses anything happening in Tamriel at the time that we enter Skyrim. So they're an ancient race that's long died out, but their technology is still far superior, but it's still veiled under magic, and it's a different kind of technology. Cloud is also another really good example as well, because that's not Natlan. That's not even clockwork tech like in Fontaine, or Magitech like in Sumeru, or Phlogiston tech like Natlan. That's just someone with a penchant for, not a penchant, that's just someone with a skill. It is the aesthetics. The deserts of the Fontaine Mecha are are not modern. Because that's a good way of putting it. They're pure fantasy. But it's where the concept comes from and what it how they use it. That's why I feel like I'm reserving my opinion because I don't feel like I have enough information to really make a decision about it's good, it's bad. And is it good or it's bad? I don't know, but it's fun. I'm actually in the middle of writing a script for the title of the video is So Is Natlan Good or Not?
原神的未来呀，我觉得未来这个词有点大。其实我以前经常提一个词叫做进化。进化这个词说起来很容易啊，它不是一件很容易的事。
Last thing I'll say about this, is that you just mentioned the guns and freeze rays and stuff like that. Those are also I'm okay with because they fit in the world and they're mass produced and and stuff. If there were like motorcycles all over, if there were flame striders all over the place in Natlan, then I'd be like, okay, I've got more of a problem with that. That doesn't make any sense. But because it's a special thing that specifically Malwika can use, she has a voice line about how it wasn't easy to start riding the thing because it's just a foreign thing to do. It's not like riding a horse, but it was just practice. The arm cannon that Kanich has, that's not a mass-produced digital like 8-bit weapon or anything like that. It's something specific to his ancient name, Sasuke. So I want them to have a good reason to bring technology in. And so far, I haven't been disappointed in that regard. Sorry, I keep talking about that. We can move on.
是，就是提一个词叫做进化。进化这个词说起来很容易啊，它不是一件很容易的事。就是你一个人、一个组织、一个产品，你想进化，你需要不断的去对自己发问，你要逼着自己去做出一些改变。比如去年我记得2024年的时候，大伟哥有说过一句话，叫做“原神除了对旅行者的陪伴以外，一切皆可改变”。那可能当时大家会觉得这是一句客套话，但其实对我们来说，就是你要去做出一些改变，不是一个随口说说的这种口号。我举个例子啊，可能没跟大家聊过这个事情，就是去年年底的时候，我们跟着公司的代表团，去日本东京参加了索尼的一个30周年的庆祝晚会。那在那一晚呢，我们其实是跟很多业界的前辈交流过。那比如说From Software 公司的社长宫崎英高先生，还有史克威尔艾尼克斯最终幻想7重制版3部曲的制作人滨口直树先生，还有当年在最困难的时候支持过我们的吉田修平先生等等等等，我们见过很多很多的前辈。那我们跟他们也聊到了一些关于游戏的创作出发点，也聊到了包括还有开放世界的设计要素。也聊到了这些作品我们怎么去和下一世代的玩家产生共情，我们聊了很多很多这样的话题。那我当时就在想，我说原神到今天已经走过了5年多，那这些作品在过去的30年里，他们陪伴了我们30年。那原神也好，这些作品也好，其实我们都在被现在这个时代挑战，我们都必须去思考我们怎么去改变自己。那和这些前辈讨论这些话题啊，我当然是很兴奋的了，也很荣幸嘛。但是回来的路上我就一直在问我自己，就是我们是不是真的做到了皆可改变呢？是不是真的什么都可以做到呢？那我觉得很显然，我们可以去做的事情还有非常非常非常多。
有什么内容是只有原神可以做的？有什么新的尝试是只有原神的团队才有可能想到的？我们一直在探索这样的可能性，但是往往阻碍我们探索的都是一些陈旧、具有惯性的思维镣铐。那比如说，大世界不能放角色，为什么？前几年用户的设备性能不够，那现在够不够呢？ 够的话就放呗。所以说
It's not even just that devices have improved, but it's also that this game does a very good job of compressing things down to be able to run on mobile. Yeah, it's still a huge file size. Like, how big is the download for Genshin Mobile? But they optimize everything very well. So it's still obviously a big, like 25 gig, like 25 gig, 40 to 50. So it's still a big still a big game. But for everything that they pack into it, it's very well optimized and runs very seamlessly. And then there's also cloud gaming as well.
这个就是有意旅文，就是我们前段时间可以在大世界偶遇角色的这个活动。任务的设计一定要固化在传统的模式里吗？当然不是，对吧？只要故事讲得好，只要角色塑造得当，只要玩家看得爽，后日谈、活动剧情、世界任务，有什么样的形式是不能做的呢？所以在《空月之歌》的版本前期，我们先尝试用超规格的主线承担了角色们的主要塑造工作，而原本的那种祖宗之法不可变的传说任务、邀约任务的内容，我们尝试用更加润物细无声的做法，自然地融入到这个世界的探索和交互里，用内容去替代台词，用反馈去替代叙事，把体验做活、做宽，做到更加生动。
你比如说，直登人跟狂猎。
What's something that you consistently put on the survey as something that you still feel like they could improve upon, or something that it has been a nagging issue, or maybe not even a problem, but something that like they could add that, like artifact loadouts, where that wasn't a problem, but it was a quality of life improvement that something that's constantly been something that that you put on the surveys. Time-gated material farming. Buff Amber, yeah. Buff Amber, buff Dia, make Dia's kit make some semblance of sense. I really feel that during the Zajev raid, someone said, Dia's kit is fine, she just needs better numbers. In order to get those numbers, she needs her kit to make sense. Old events not, oh yeah, old events not in game. Buff resin collection. Resin overflow would be game changing because battery charge does that in Zenless does that with battery charge. Just something small like that, a tiny change like resin overload would be game changing. Star Rail also does that? Huh. Star Rail's hella old compared to, it wasn't, Star Rail was that like a couple years before Genshin? Wasn't that like 2018? Star Rail is 2 years. Star Rail is newer? Oh, I'm thinking of Honkai Impact 3rd. Yeah. Gotcha. High 3. The thing I consistently put in there is still to this day, still nagging at it. And I thought it was going to get better. Like, I was waiting for Notland to be like, did they fix this? Like, because I was still wandering around in, you know, like 3.0 and 4.0 areas. And I was like, all right, fingers crossed for 5.0, but they still didn't fix that problem where text goes away in the middle of combat and you don't have the option to reread it. I still put that in the survey because I'm like, bro, come on. It's been 5 years. At least give me the option to reread that. You have such juicy lore and such beautiful stories being told. Let me read the stories.
对吧？他们是对手，那对手之间会不会有一些特殊的互动？比如刚才讲纳夏镇的灭文馆，那灭文馆说对情报收集的工作很有一套，那这个情报收集工作有没有办法从可玩的内容里去呈现他们对情报的这种掌控力？那还比如说双月之子，它跟月亮之间有很深的关系。那这种联系能不能跳出阅读物这样一个限制，变成一个体验，一个实实在在存在的东西？那我觉得就是原神这个团队到今天为止，我认为是有能力把我们刚才说的这些构想 以一个符合我们预期的品质把它踏实落地的。那我觉得原神这个团队最大的优势，从来就是能够调用这一切的资源来呈现我们内容的，我们的小伙伴们，当然还有一起陪伴我们这么多年来一直信任我们。
Hold up，
当然还有一起。陪伴我们这么多年来一直信任我们，愿意跟我们一起。
Also, was that a
信任我们，愿意跟我们一起进步，愿意跟我们一起成长的。
look at all these amazing
就和
cosplays.
诺德卡莱的设计思路是一样
Ooh, I
的。
wonder what's Child's role gonna be in this upcoming Aruko? Oh, I was like, that's got okay. Moving on. is that she who can no longer be named because no one knows who she is anymore?
就和诺德卡莱的设计思路是一样的。人才是永恒的主题，人才是前进的原动力。只要我们团队的小伙伴还在坚持做好的东西，做难的东西，做别人没有做过的东西，那这个优势就不会轻易的丧失掉。这就是原神以及整个米哈游所坚持的 something new, something exciting, something out of imagination。我们有信心，也必然可以在未来持续给玩家带来新的惊喜。
Damn. Oh, hey, and there's that code that we got as well. It's just tall Nahida, what do you mean? I wonder how we're gonna meet Child up in there. What was the last thing that we left off with Child doing? What were we doing with him last? Arla things. Right, because that was post Yeet. Post Yeet. Was he headed back to Snezhnaya at the time? Or... Because I don't remember what he was... Because he had that conversation with... talking shit about Noseman, as per usual. We had that conversation with Child and Arlecchino on the shore there, where Arle tells him, just imagine when your siblings start dyeing their hair 42 colors. Oh, we were searching for Skirk. That's right. And then Skirk stopped by, and we didn't even mention that. Not even the smallest mention that. Oh, by the way, your student's looking for you. Right? We didn't, did we? Oh, we did ask her about Child. Yeah, the Nod-Krai story is going to be a year-long endeavor, which I'm so ready for. Again, it really feels like we're going to get a bit darker in this area as we start getting closer and closer to the end of our journey. The end of our journey here. I don't know. It's not that like I've got a bad feeling about this. It's just that like, man, there's a lot of directions they could go in the near future, with what happens with characters, with what happens with Sneak Genocide. Not dark enough for you? Nah, not really. It just didn't really scratch the itch. Because we're chill with Arlecchino, or rather Arlecchino is chill with us. I still find it really interesting that bro, we didn't win that fight. That's there have been very few times that Traveler has canonically been knocked down. One time was a game long Healy Trojan. So just the normal Genshin experience. There's been very few times that Traveler's been canonically just like actually knocked down. And that was one of them. We're not that he was knocked down, but oh, my neck. Also, Traveler passed out in midair, and when he woke up, he was resting on Nilu's thighs. That was of note. Based on her dialogue and based on the rest of her story, it really feels like it would. I don't know if they'll do this, but it would make sense if Arlecchino sacrificed herself to save the House of the Hearth members, because she has said that if the chips are down and she and the Tsaritsa are forced at odds, she will, without question, turn on the Tsaritsa in favor of her, Arlecchino's, ideals. They stand apart in terms of morals, it seems, in terms of, because when you look at the Fatui that we're cool with, like Child and Arlecchino, they stand apart. They're not representative of the organization as a whole. Whereas someone like and Capitano as well, not representative of the organization as a whole, because he was doing stuff that the Jester probably wouldn't be too happy about. Essentially giving up on the quest for the Gnosis in a way. And with Arle and Child, it seems like they stand so far apart. They're harbingers, but I don't think that they would sacrifice their morals and ideals for the sake of the Tsaritsa's divine mission. They're not that kind of person. They're not like that. Whereas someone like Dottore, it really feels like the Jester and the Tsaritsa probably know damn well, 1000%. Not like, oh, they suspect what he's doing, or like, oh, they have an idea what. They know exactly what Dottore has been doing over the centuries, and they just don't care. And that's why it feels like, because Dottore feels like more of a representative of the Fatui organization, it feels like the Fatui is more of a malevolent entity. That's not to say that the Fatui is just a pure evil organization twirling its mustache. We've seen a lot of instances of the regular ground soldiers they're just people. Like the gunner and the agent that we fought in Jet's Quest, where they were just people. But when we get towards closer towards actually going to Snezhnaya, I don't know. I think we're going to get a real taste of who the Fatui really is. And I have my suspicions that it's not going to be a pleasant experience for everyone all around. This game dabbles in dark themes, and it just feels like there's a lot of characters where having the happy ending, it's not going to be in the cards for them. Not everyone gets a happy ending. I wonder what like day one characters as well will be involved directly in this. Do you think Dornman Port's coming out anytime soon, or is that just always just constantly going to be referenced and we'll never go there? If you think this is a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention. Yep, you haven't been playing you've definitely not been playing the side quests, and you haven't been paying attention to the Archon quests. Forever in limbo. I kind of thought that Dornman Port, I don't know why, but I thought that Nod-Krai was above Mondstadt, and that with the release of Nod-Krai, that there would be an in-between area that would have Dornman Port, where Dornman Port would be just above the Stormbearer Mountains. Last 6.0 update. There was a time when the chasm was eternity away, yeah. Isn't that weird as well? That the rest of the Liyue mainland was 1.x content and chasm. The chasm had been referenced as well, all over in Liyue during 1.x, like during the Liyue Archon quest, but you hadn't been able to get there until after Inazuma. Oh, the Black Cliff Forge as well. That's a physical location that still exists? Is the Black Cliff Forge a physical location that still exists? Yes. Oh, why did I think that it was a legend? Why did I think that it was just something, it was something from legend? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, and the fact that they say that they're going to start tying up loose ends means that I'm nervous. We're nervous for the well-being of our characters. What do you think they would do if because you guys mentioned that previous Hoyo games, they have what the hell am I saying? Previous Hoyo games have killed off playable characters. If they did something like a Hu Tao type of thing in the actual Archon quest, not in the limited event, where it's feasible that they would kill someone off, what do you think they would do with the, like, in the previous games, what did they do with people who have the playable character? Like, obviously, when you have Hu Tao in party, that doesn't mean that Hu Tao is wandering around Fontaine with you. But I guess they would still have banners and still playable. I guess they would just still have banners, but just that character would be gone. You can use it, just doesn't stay in story. We don't even know how we're getting to Nod-Krai yet. But all of Snezhnaya is connected by land, isn't it? Isn't it? Wonder if they'll do anything with the in-between section as well. Wonder if there would be any reason to do anything with the in-between section right here. Whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't... The hell is this? The hell's an olive? That's a God of War Ragnarok quote. Summertime. Huh. So is this gonna stay then? Summer, and it looks like it's permanent. Yeah, because it's not a separate map like Simulanka was. A summer event that is permanent. That's fascinating. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I really thought that Nod-Krai was gonna start up here. Like Dorman Port would be up here. And it'd be like Dorman Port, inter between area, and then Nod-Krai would start up here, and then the rest of Snezhnaya would go all the way across here. Huh. Interesting, interesting. I remember this song is the song that we fought Ruinguard Island with. With no shielder, no healer. And Geo-Traveler, underleveled Geo-Traveler, and a quarter-built Yelan, level 40 Yelan. That was quite the experience. Thanks for that. Appreciate you. Let's hop into Prelude to Moonlight. Also, side note, Honda Prelude, one of my favorite sports cars ever. Not that that has any bearing on literally anything that we're talking about right now, but... There's a vid before this? The reason I hopped into this one before the God's Limits is because this one came out first. This one was released first. Never mind. Okay, cool.
Nod-Krai, an ever-changing landscape of ruin, a marvel corroded by time. In the forest, where the nights were once undisturbed save for a few rays of moonlight, the wild hunt's shadow grows. There are those who bear the name of Frost Moon, living where the silver light shines. Others carry the torch, fending off the darkness and cold with their blades.
Oh, a lighthouse, hell yeah.
I hear that the stolen Fae still yearn for the frosts of old. While the Fatui look to the stars above, trying in vain to seize the false firmament. Then there are the nights.
You just wait, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna build my Kale before we get up to you.
Then there are the nights, draped in the west wind, nearing the end of a long and arduous mission. My friends, of
Varka.
course, shan't be outdone. They will no doubt bring a magical charm to this edge of the world.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That's definitely the first time I have seen Alice. How many times before have you guys seen Alice's act? How many times have you guys actually seen? Oh, this is your first time too. I want to bark so fucking bad right now.
And just as the stone craves the sculptor's hand, so does fate await your gaze. Pour me another cup of tea, if you'd be so kind.
Who is this?
The story is about to begin.
Oh, the narrator is Nicole. Oh, I wouldn't have recognized her voice, to be completely honest. So it's good that you pointed that out, because I would not have recognized her voice. Because the last time that I heard En's voice was in Sumeru, right, when she talked to us, or no, it would have been in Fontaine, around Mona's stuff. Yeah, Act 5. Looks awfully cool. It looks like there's a tramway up here as well. Looks very much like the Fontaine Autobahn. This looks like this could be like a Maritime Harbor kind of thing. Lighthouses are going to be awesome. Wonder what this is. What the purpose of this hub is. It's not time for a break yet. Wait, these are new Fatui bros, aren't they? When it was just flying past, I thought that this was a season. I'm sure they'll use the same. They're obviously definitely going to use the same models, even if just for compression's sake, so that they can reuse animations and stuff like that. Because this is a cryo gunner. This is an electro hammer. This is a seasoned mage. That's their base models, but interesting. In the same way that the Clearwater Jade Eremites and the seasoned mages both use very similar animations, and maybe not animations, but they're both the same base model, just medium female NPC. Varka, I also wonder if we will ever interact with Jean's mother. Bark. Bark. She looks very nice. And that's all I'll say about that. Anyways. Also, I want a Dodoko plush immediately. Do they make that? The God's Limits is also okay to be our next video. Let me use the restroom real quick and grab a beer, and I'll be right back. Hey, give me a sec, guys. There's something happening outside my house. good. Ooh. Boop. If you watch God's Limits, might as well watch everything in the quest doc. If want to, it's only 1 vid and 2 web events. And even the more they spoil the space and time quest. Huh. How long are those? Because I would like to watch this interlude teaser and then maybe get into actual gameplay for a little bit. Do. 30 minutes. Might save that. We might save that then. Let's this is 5 minutes, whatever to take longer, so we can leave that for later. Where was the vid? Where's the video linked? This. Gotcha.
You wish to hear.
Think. Oh, this is the Song of the Welkin Moon teaser. Yeah. Let's save the web events for later, and let's watch the God's Limits and Song of the Welkin Moon teaser. And then I would like to hop into a little bit of exploration and stuff, just a little bit of like wandering around as we continue. It sounds like I'm going to need some time to absorb what I just saw as well. So let's hoppity hop. Teyvat chapter interlude teaser. The God's Limits. Pretty.
This world has always been so. Life abides no reason, for none are born by their own consent. Death abides no reason.
Whoa.
Be defied, even by those who see it coming. Time abides no reason.
We're looking at the
Deprives
shades?
us all equally, yet brooks not a second to be reclaimed. Space abides no reason.
I know who you are. Does Susty have a name? She does, doesn't she? What the?
The ruler of space stopped the golden-haired twin travelers and mercilessly tore them apart.
The ruler of space? Is that what she said? Oh, that was juicy.
The beer... No. This looks more like Rhine-daughter's doing. Please don't litter other people's spaces with your bizarre creations.
Whoa!
Unsurprisingly, all life here has been rendered unstable.
Give me a second. Renova and And Rhine-daughter? Also, what did she call Susty? Turn subtitles? I'll do it.
Unsurprisingly, all life here has been rendered unstable, tainted by the ruler of space.
Which is
I
Susty.
have seen enough to know that repeating this experiment would be fruitless. You seem to wield my power as if it were nothing but a plaything for your amusement. Although merging with you has stripped me of agency, I shall still continue to voice my disapproval. My dear Rhine-daughter, you have my respect, Nibirius.
Okay.
Nagging is one of the only things that can get under my skin.
Casually just sees 3 shades.
And you, Istaroth? Why did you
Never mind,
bestow
4.
history upon them?
I had to find some way to pass the time.
Gold isn't a shade, never mind.
After all, it's clear that Asmodee is not here.
Well, perhaps you could share your input a little earlier next time. But you're right. There's no trace of Asmodee here.
Who's Asmodee?
Where has she gone? Anyway, it's time I put this space out of its misery.
Cubes.
These meetings are just a formality. Does it really matter that only 3 of us are here?
I, for one, think that we should find her. Since the Heavenly Principles cast us as shades, not one of us has ever missed a meeting.
What if she just switched sides? Finding her would do more harm than good.
Now there's an interesting idea. Better than being devoured.
Just switched sides? You make it sound like such a trivial affair. We are shades, shadows of the Heavenly Principles. It's unthinkable. Unless she loves her new master more than her own self.
Renova, do you know that you're being watched?
By whom? Whose gaze could pierce this far? I remember those eyes.
Yeah, me too, man.
It was just before I placed the curse of immortality.
What a bitch. Damn, cold as ice, Piero.
Ah, yes. He's an old acquaintance of mine. I'm sure that working for the Tsaritsa has helped him let go of his past obsessions.
The Cryo Archon.
Clearly Piero, clearly Pulcinella.
With her paltry powers, she dares set her gaze on the Heavenly Principles.
The Heavenly Principles have yet to awaken. If I were her, I wouldn't pass on that opportunity either. My dear Rhine-daughter, you know I cannot allow you to think that way. It was purely hypothetical, Nibirius.
For lack of a direct order, I say it's time we intervened. Of course, to the extent permitted by the rules.
The gaze of the gods has always been considered a blessing. Hence the origin and meaning of visions. People have always yearned for the gaze of the gods. And yet, it is said that when mortals look directly upon the gods, they invite their wrath and retribution. And what of it? Lives will be lost, a nation brought to ruins. So be it. It is nothing I have not endured before.
Ooh, damn.
I already know the price of gazing upon the gods. So tell me, what is the price of killing a god? The god stays silent, as if the thought had never once crossed his mind. To all those who dare not look up to the heavens, Her Majesty the Tsaritsa says this. Behold. Even the gods have their limits.
Inspection over. Return to your posts.
Make sure the Frostmoon Scions don't pose a threat.
Per the Pale Star Edict, we are to retrieve the damselette from Nod-Krai, whatever it takes.
Wait, that's Little Miss X Eyes, isn't it? I got nothing right now. Ooh. Celestia has one more nail left as well. Easteroth VA. Erica. What? A cataclysmic thunders across the valleys. Oh man. Okay, why is Rhine-Daughter and Niburius talking why are Rhine-Daughter and Niburius FaceTiming though? Like, what's with that? Why indeed? And why Renova look like that? Also, Easter. Do you guys notice something about this? Let me go to this picture again. Do you guys notice something about the design of this? A clock, yes, but also Why does it just look like an advanced version of Paimon? Or rather, Paimon looks like a minor version of a very significant... I mean, I know that she ate. I know she ate. They joined one. I was just. It's more of a like. I was just not expecting them to even have agency over their own consciousnesses anymore. That they would just become one being. That's kind of what I thought. Albedo meant by that. What studio is this? An internal Hoyo studio, by the way, that does all of these trailers and everything. Yeah, and now we have a name for Susti, Asmodee, ruler of space, who did not attend the meeting because she switched sides. Yes, intergalactic Riz, my lady. She decided, you know what? I'm just gonna hop into Ether's teapot. And game over. The end. It was a good run, you guys. 5 years. The anime part is internal, but the painted part is outsourced. Regardless, we always hit so good. You know, and the theory that Paimon is Asmodee now has more legs. Because that was an old theory that we heard a long time ago. Here, let me think about what I just saw for a moment before we hop into Song of the Welkin Moon. Short legs. Now the legs are shorter. That was an old theory, wasn't it? Like I think I seem to remember you guys saying that like originally when I was doing when I was fresh into it, when I was like, hey, what's this whole Paimon character about? Is she, and you guys were saying that Paimon being the sustainer was an old, like, day one theory, like an ancient theory, but now it has legs, because it feels like that was kind of put to rest, or it was like, oh, that doesn't really make sense. Check this image real quick. Oh. Reopen close tag. Wait, but... Oh, no? Yeah, the hair is similar. So this may very well not be A then, and in fact, probably isn't. You know, I'd thought in passing that, like, it doesn't... Oh, you're right! Staff of Homa! The tip of the staff... The tip of Homa's spear. The tip of Homa's spear? The tip of Homa. Okay, wait, hang on. What's Homa's description say? This is Staff of Homa's description. To cleanse by fire all that is impure, to allow the impurities to rise with the flames unto the all-accommodating high heavens. These rites would see fresh cinder lit during the rainy seasons of wolf, and wolf smoke would arise from those fires as prayers for blessings and the defeat of evil. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me again. My word. These blazing rituals were especially here. I can put that up there. These blazing rituals were especially commonplace during that ancient period of strife. I'm not going to click on that because I don't want to know what they're talking about. I want to read this as it is. For the dreams and delusions, because I might click on this and the ancient period of strife, maybe it'll... For the dreams and delusions of the silent corpses of gods would produce evil miasmas, snatching away the citizens who were no longer theirs, and those who were never theirs also. Then a merciful doctor heard a whisper from within the flame as fierce as the red sunset, from within the crackling and snapping of withered grass. Only an unbound flame can purify the filth of this world. Lift up this scarlet firewood. With it you shall repel every demon. So the doctor took up that devilishly red staff, igniting all that was impure. Those who have passed, unable to bear deep sadness, but who have since become shrouded by ill karma and calamity. They shall be reduced to ashen butterflies in this flame and receive relief from their misfortunes and hurts. As for the doctor who lit these countless flames, legend has it that they too were reduced to smoke in the shape of a lovely butterfly. Though these rites have been forgotten over time and with the coming of peace, those with fire in their hearts can still hear these whispered words from flickering flames when they find themselves faced with an imposing darkness. Only an unbound flame can purify this world. That's fascinating. Why does this look like an animalculus in particular? And the battle pass symbol. Bro. What the hell are we getting ourselves into, man? I just was trying to find my sister, man. All we were doing, we were just hopping planets, hopping realms. This was a vacation. We were just trying to go on a vacation after obliterating tons of planets over the thousands and thousands of years. Over the tens of thousands of years that Ether and Lumine have been alive, they've laid waste to tons of planets. We were just trying to take a vacation away from being harbingers of doom. Well then. Interesting. What's the wish screen button look like? The falling star? I mean, yes, maybe, but I thought the falling star was just supposed to be emblematic of the twins arriving on Teyvat. That they are falling stars. The symbol specifically? Yeah. I mean, yeah, and Paimon's gem in her hair, the Primo gem button. However, I think you could also just say that the Primo gems, well, primordial crystalline gem that's beyond the mundane world, shines with the condensed hopes and dreams of universes that once were. Here's the thing, is that in any other game, in so many other games, I would say that this is just the design of, they're crystals. How many other free mobile games have crystals? This is in the same financial bracket as Candy Crush. But it's different in this game. There's lore for everything. There are paragraphs of lore for a piece of coral. Azur Lane has cubes. You know what else Azur Lane has? So you could say really easily that the Primo gems are they're just the crystal. It's a form of currency, but there's so many things that are. And I still have one more video to watch today as well. Ooh boy. Had I... That was 1 month ago that released. What was I doing while you guys were... This was July 8th. Let me go to my own channel. July 8th. What was I doing on July 8th? What were you doing on July 8th? We will steal the power of the gods. Oh, I had only just gotten to Otskanatlan, actually. So at that point, I had finished up, Oh, I just got into Otskanatlan, and I hadn't quite yet finished Natlan Act 5. I was... Thank you, Jobster. It dropped today, Mawika banner started. It is still so crazy to think about how the fact that you guys were experiencing the beauty that is... That you guys, the same day that you guys were experiencing the beauty that is Simbulanka, I was looking for common chests in Mondstadt. And now, look how far we are. That is so... You know what I mean? It's That is so I feel like I still don't know. Like, I still have questions about why they don't share one consciousness. Why are they FaceTiming? Like, why do they even, if they became one, why do they even have their own consciousness separate anymore? And you're right, there is still one nail remaining up there. Do we know, have we found all the nails? Like, have I found all the nails? Because there was a nail up on top of Dragon's Mine, obviously, and there's a nail down in the chasm. But after that, we haven't really had any, not all are visible. We haven't really had any more information about that. Oh, and the Night Kingdom. Oh, that's right, the Night Kingdom. That's right. And how, truly how, is there one in the Night Kingdom? Because it's not as if the Night Kingdom is merely just, oh, you could just dig underground and then you're there. It's not just underground in Natlan. Well, now the Paimon Susti, or Asmodee, now the Paimon Asmodee theory feels like it has a little bit more legs. If they're talking about, well, she changed sides. Huh, that's fascinating. Yeah, the theories about who Asmodee's new master could be, but Traveler is a big one. And they could throw a complete left hook as well. They could throw a complete curve in that as well, where we get introduced to a new character or something. Or something from, you know, way back that, like, oh, I forgot that character even existed, or something like that. You never know with this game. You never know where they could take things. It does feel like it makes so much sense though, for maybe it's maybe not that Paimon is Asmodee, but that there's a very close connection there. Also, something I pointed out that I noticed very, very early on was Paimon's galactic cape. And when her cape moves, it's not just a flat texture of stars. It's like Skirk's galactic leggings, which I know they're not leggings. I know she actually is a quadriplegic, quad amputee. But it's very similar to Dane's cape as well. Also the emblem on her tunic. But between her tiara, her hair clip, and the skyward nail cufflinks, man, there's a lot. There's a lot this little flying sandwich has to answer for. Oh, it is inverted, unlike the shades. Where else have we seen that? Where else have we seen that emblem, but right side up? Because we've seen that somewhere else in on Mora, but isn't there somewhere else that's that has that on it? Some ruin that we were exploring. Is it on all the ruins? No, not upside down, a right side up one. Ruins, huh? Mora Shades, Dragon Spine Nail, and Ruins. Where in the Dragon Spine Nail is that? Let's watch this final video, splatter my brains even more over my face, and alright, Song of the Welkin Moon teaser.
You wish to hear a story of the moon? That tale begins long, long ago.
Varka?
Mister! Nefa's starting her story already.
Thanks for the heads up.
Who's this little cutie patootie?
A long way off. We might go
hey,
hungry,
Nefa.
but at least we have plenty of time. Hey kid, that headpiece of yours is pretty unique. Who designed it? Could you hook me up?
Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Hello, little one.
In that era, there was no boundary between life and death. Willpower flowed freely among countless beings. The primordial being that once ruled this planet made 3 moons rise from the earth. It was not until the funerary year that the primordial voice once again cried out in the darkness.
My lady.
The Frostmoon Scions again.
Who is this? What's this harbinger's name? Robo girl?
A laughably futile rebellion.
Sandrone? What's her harbinger name? Or what's the other name that that she would go by? Marionette.
Oh, pale white Frostmoon, I, your loyal emissary, and scion of Hyperborea, beseech you to cast down your gaze from the celestial dome above. May your gentle tears pierce the frigid night and grant us, the forsaken and forgotten, your guiding light.
You didn't come here for the story, did you?
Huh. Finished already, huh?
Such flawless animations.
No. It's just a greater storyteller than myself has come.
Now, beyond the moonlight's reach, an ancient shadow brandishes its hunting claws, taking aim at the stars.
You're right. I came here for the moon.
What a dope looking dagger. It's Sailor Moon!
I'm afraid you have the wrong person. Now, be gone.
What a boss. Cold as ice.
In the water, the future mirrors the past. The veil of lies is slipping. Time is short. The moon's fall is nigh.
Hello there.
Here at last. And things look even messier than last time.
It's Alice!
Well, Miss Alice, shall we begin?
There's no rush, and I'd like to catch up with an old friend first. And you, young man?
Let's part ways here. I have an old score of my own to settle.
Oh, that's an interesting thing for you to say. Bro. Look at these shots, too. I really thought that this was gonna... I really thought that we're gonna watch Susty or something for some reason. Because that's the exact way that's the exact same way that Susty stepped down in the first seconds of the game. Also, the animation of the water right here.
I, your loyal emissary, and scion of Hyperborea.
Free mobile game, by the way, in the same financial class of video game and app as Candy Crush. Just gotta point that out. Just remember that next time you drop $70 for the next Ubisoft title. This is a free game. Check the names. Nicole, codename N. I know. And they do it in terms of who speaks, right? I know? Varka Jehoda. She looks like a Zenless character. Wait, what does she look like? What Zenless character does she remind me of? She reminds me of a Zenless character, like a lot. Check the link. Oh, check the links. Oh my gosh, chat's moving so fast these days. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Okay. Nicole. Curious. Last time I saw you, you were a teapot or a teacup. I know. Look at this little cutie. Actual child father. Who does he also remind me of? He also reminds me of a Zenless character. Maybe Lucy? Jehoda. Durin indeed. The second I saw the hair, I was like, wait, hold on. I know you. I kind of recognized the horns. I was like, those are horns on a... Wait a minute. Sandrone. Codename Mar... I did not remember Sandra. I did remember Marionette. Lauma Luma from Mario Galaxy. Nefarious. Ligma. The Lauma Fate. Flins. Also a dope design as well. And then, of course, who can forget? Moon Maiden. It's still one of my favorite moments in any of the trailers. What we just watched today included. And of course, Alice. Dude, look at the dope take on a witch's hat that she has. It's like the flowy brim of a witch's hat, like Mona and Lisa have, but it's not. It's like a halo. Also, whose idea was it to give Klee, okay, yeah, give Klee a vision. Why a pyro vision? Why would you give Klee, of all people, a pyro vision? Does she need any help? Why not? So I saw that up there and I was just like, you know, the Heavenly Principles probably could have given, I don't know, a Dendro vision or anything other than arson. It's still, even considering what we just watched today, it's still one of my favorite things of any trailer we've watched. Is Columbina singing over Senora's casket, singing Senora's own theme over her casket in such a haunting way, such a hauntingly beautiful way. What was that even called? That was the Winter Nights. That was the Winter Nights trailer. I still go back to this trailer every now and then because it's so beautiful. Now I have more things to go back to and listen to. This was 3 years ago as well. This was 3 years ago. Just singing your own theme over your casket is such a haunting visual. Oh. I also like how they just dumped all of the Harbingers in one trailer as well, because this was your guys' first time seeing a lot of these characters, wasn't it? What do you think he knows? Anyways, all except 10, but that's Timmy. We've already met him. Let me put that here. Okay, let me put that there. It's weird that there hasn't been a 6th Harbinger ever. Get it? Weird indeed. Skara who? Okay. We have not pulled on Citlali today, and looking at her up there, she doesn't look too happy about the fact that we've been watching all these cool videos and not rolling on her banner. So, party setup. Eternal Wonder, who are you? Indeed I am. Although these days they refer to me as the DuckTales. The what? Sorry, that's not my name. Bro, go to bed, Spides. Get rest. Come on, man. Okay, now, at this point, I believe that I am fully ready for A Space and Time for You, correct? I've watched the trailers and stuff. There technically is some more, like, snooze questing and stuff that we could do. I think tomorrow we do an early stream to catch people that aren't often able to get to our normal streaming time, and we forge ahead in A Space and Time for You and set me perfectly up for everything else going on, all of the events. And by that point, once I complete this, I'll be fully caught up with main quest stuff. It'll just be story quests, hangouts, and world quests. And relatively, not small world quests, but it's a weird thought. 5.8 AQ. I'll be fully caught up, ready for the 5.8 AQ. What you yawning for? We're going to see your girlfriend. What do you think is a really popular ship that makes the most sense?
All right, after you.
It doesn't even have to be a traveler ship either. And I don't mean ones that are borderline confirmed, like Beto and Ningguang. Like Yingar and Timaeus is confirmed. Me and Citlali. Oh, hey, Gramps. Stop calling him that. Why? Who is it that said dating Citlali comes with a free grandson? Jean and D-Luke. I definitely felt even in like way back in the Mondstadt chapters that Jean and D-Luke have it seems like they've got history. And for some reason I interpret it as like they used to date, like way back when or something. I also, it looked so much like Jean and Kaya were on a date in Simulanka. They do, they feel like exes, like the way they're kind of awkward around each other, and they both kind of have that like, that kind of like look that they give each other every now and then, that's just like that look. Picking Guizhong, but Platonic. I don't know a whole lot about Guizhong except for like very passing information. Fischl and Bennett? Huh. Albedo and Sucrose? Really? He's her boss and teacher. Guizhong Zhongli. I mean, I thought that kind of is what the Guili Assembly was supposed to hint. Guili Plains. I thought that's what this was supposed to hint, is that at the very least they had a joint venture of for like business and like land, like land. What's Kaching? A Miko also makes sense. Yeah, like as if like Guizhong was like the original Yuheng or something, because the Yuheng is a Yuheng is a city planner, which explains Kaching's idle animation with the map of Liyue Harbor. I thought that's kind of what that was implying, that Guizhong and Zhongli kind of had a joint venture. Wink, wink, wink. His one Shinobu? Okay, yeah, I could see that. Sarah and Ito, I still feel like I think they would be an incredibly toxic couple, but they would also be kind of cute in like a 90s anime kind of drive each other crazy kind of similar to like a Raven and Beast Boy kind of thing. Okay. First, I'll get to you in a moment, Madam Robo. Have I seen what meme, Yuri? Missy. Citali's elemental skill creates an opal shield based on her elemental mastery, dealing cryo damage in an area and restoring night soul points. If Citali has at least 50 night soul points, she will continuously consume points to create a frostfall storm that follows the character around and deals damage to surrounding opponents. Her elemental burst creates an ice storm that bombards the area ahead, dealing AoE cryo damage and summoning spirit vessel skulls to nearby opponents that deal AoE cryo damage after a short time. Why does the ice storm, why does that feel similar to Ayaka burst? The Ice Storm and Spirit Vessel Skulls restore Night Soul points to Citali. While her elemental skill is active, after nearby party members trigger Frozen or Melt, the opponent affected by that reaction will have either Pyro or Hydro Resistance decreased by 20% for 12 seconds. Oh, that's an interesting one. So then, yeah, she doesn't really work. She doesn't really work with Skirk. Mizuki Traveler actually felt pretty neutral-ish on. I feel like we didn't get enough time with her for the super cute will they won't they thing at the very end. Cran Navia, I could see that too. NBD, I killed your dad. I like my doomed ship Ayaka and Traveler. Imagine having your romance ship power crept. She can work with Skirk just because Skirk doesn't care for EM. Oh, Cinder City. That makes sense. Holding jump will have Citali consume Phlogiston to leap even higher. She can expand Phlogiston and stamina in midair to launch charged attacks to facilitate experiencing orbs.
Incoming! Return to the skies!
She slams the pillow down. What's her charge attack? Oh, Nightwind charge attack.
Rise like smoke.
How would I be able to get that? Was I literally supposed to like hop up and then float down with my bad self? Anyone want to go back and see how poorly I performed on this when I didn't understand any of the Natlan characters? Feel free. Gaming Kaya Sayu in this team. Sayu, really? Well, actually, that makes sense. Look at her just laying there. She's just the best. She's just the best. I don't even bark at this character. It's something else. It's something beyond barkability.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Ninjutsu! Eat Lolling! Eat Papa! Get up!
Up to it, Mansai! Congratulations!
Where's the enemies, ma'am?
Sorry, pal. Frostbite.
Show no mercy! Suffer the wrath of Easley!
Many happy returns. Alley-oop. Congratulations.
Hi. Oh, bye. She says bye. She doesn't say hi. I love that burst. It's so fun. Everything about her is just so much fun.
Up to it, Mansai. Alley-oop.
Shield's gone. Oh wait, hold on. I'm gonna hold her burst off until we're done with the challenge. But I think I just noticed something that makes her even better as well. Like, challenge complete. Okay, let's get away from the enemy area.
I'm out of here!
I think I saw that she stomps after you unleash her burst.
You two! Time to end them!
She stomps! She's so angry up there on my tail. All right, Inefa. Inefa is an electro support character who provides protective shields for her teammates and allows them to trigger lunar charged reactions. When Inefa is in party, when a party member triggers a hydro-electro reaction, it will be converted into a lunar charged reaction. It will be converted into lunar charged reaction. And a thunder cloud will be created. While the thunder cloud is active, when enemies are affected by hydro and electro, the thunder cloud will release bursts of lightning at them, dealing electro damage. And just in party, she doesn't even have to be on field. Yeah. When Inefa uses her elemental skill, she creates a shield and summons a multi-purpose smart assistance unit, Birgitta, to perform coordinated attacks against her enemies. Oh, interesting. Okay. So shield and a turret? Not a turret, but... Excuse me. When Inefa uses her elemental burst, she unleashes a rocket punch and deals AoE electro damage, and summons the multi-purpose smart assistance unit. I'm so sorry. Brigadier to perform coordinated attacks against enemies. Okay. So unleashes a rocket punch and also summons the bro. If Brigadier is already present, Inefa's elemental burst will refresh her duration on the field. Ooh. Pole arm. It's a pizza cutter. Interesting. Listen to the noise she makes when she walks.
Defensive mode engaged.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, this seems like a character out of Zenless. It just seems like the technology took such a high leap, but as long as it makes sense in lore, who cares? It's cool, it's fun. Poor Noelle, didn't she already get power crept? Now she's getting power crept even as a maid.
Preparing for dust up.
How much more can you power creep my Noelle?
Stand clear. Slow. Rain cutter. Rain outlines your fate.
Oh, there are, okay, that's all right. I really appreciate the, I really appreciate how there've been, I don't have a problem with the drill charge attack, the flying drill charge attack, but when every single polearm user has that, bro, that got so old. I appreciate there being a lot of polearm users that have a unique charge attack that's not the drill. I wonder if there were tons of I wonder if there were back in the day that was because there was a lot of there were so many polearm users and they just recycled that animation, that charge attack, simply just out of convenience to, like, for condensing sake. Does that make any sense? Some the turret and then swap.
Defensive mode engaged.
Oh! And there she is. If the lore reason why there's this much technology makes sense, I'm all for it. But if it feels lazy, then I'm gonna be a bit disappointed. But I have never been disappointed. I've not been disappointed by the lore in Genshin. And I would struggle to believe that Nod-Krai and Snezhnai would be any different. At one point, there was only one spear user. Zhengli was the only spear user in 1.0? Not party setup. Why did you take me off of the... Why'd you take me off of the... Where am I? Why am I down here now, huh? Oh. Huh. So who was the next, polearm user then? You can get another polearm until Zhongli? You had one polearm and then the next one was the god of Geo? Okay, 1.1 at the very least. I was about to say, like, because when did Xiao come out? Dang. Still, though, that... $1.3, huh? Here's another thing to go along with the questions I asked before. Do you think they will ever do a Hydro Claymore, or at this point is it just a joke that they're gonna keep the joke up? They're gonna be like, you know what, we were gonna, but since you guys made memes out of it, then what would the abilities of a Hydro Claymore be? I mean, we saw Sixpack using abilities like a giant over the head slam.
Where to?
Do you think Citlali's okay with the fact that Auroron can get up here? Doesn't matter how many polearm, it all goes to Xiang. Has there been a character that that you'll constantly like steal weapons from someone else and put them on her? I don't know that I have a character. I know I constantly was stealing swords and giving them to Jean until, and there we go again. I've got another one. That's supposed to be on Kaya. Or no, that's supposed to be on Xingqiu. Because Jean has had, over the years, she's had the Skyrider, she's had the Favonius, she's had the Sacrificial, and she's had this Favonia, which I then took off of her and gave to Bennett. Even as Claymore Taylor for Hydro. Stole from D-Luke a lot. Alright. Did that get us to another wish? It did not. That's all right. We have 3 standards, and we have 1 Sitlali pole. This will be 40 pity? Pretty good for day 2 of Granny's Banner. Pretty good. Pretty good for day 2 of the banner. Or is this day 3? Also, in just a handful of hours, the chop will reset as well. Let's roll on some standard right now. 3 on standard. What pity am I at on standard? And what was the last standard 5 that I got? 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, higher than I thought. 55, 60. Oh, I got D-Luked. Sorry, D-Luke. Just give me a Chi-Chi so that just give me a Chi-Chi so that I have one, so that the game is like, okay, he already has one. We don't need to give him one. We can. You got D. How about all 3 of these are Mona constellations? So then I can get Mona past the constellations that don't make any sense for her. Past her useless constellations. The only standard character that I use really regularly, because like I love Dia, but I don't use her for meta. I actually do bring Mona to bosses and stuff. Right now, my damage tester is seeing if I can defeat the, what's the boss that has the excuse me. I'm so sorry. Lost to C5 Mona, pulling 2 Inefa. Someone lost their Sithali to C5 Dia. On the Discord, they said that. This boss, the Tenebros Papilla, is my damage tester, seeing if I can kill it before it brings its shield up. That's right now my damage tester. Navia can get close. Navi can get just the last ticks of health down, and then it'll pull its shield up. I haven't been able to do that. And Moika can only get about 2/3 of the health done. Arlecchino can do it every single time, every single rotation. Arle, Zhongli, Mona, Yelan, every single time, Arlecchino can knock that thing down before it brings its shield up. It's actually been very helpful from a farming standpoint, to not have to do the boss's full gimmicks. All right, let me claim my expedition, and then we will hang this one up, and we'll be back tomorrow. For a space and time for you, and I believe that we will start much earlier in the morning than normal. thanks for stopping by, everyone. I appreciate all of you so much. What song do I want to end off with? Yeah. Thanks everyone so much. Appreciate you. Join the Discord if you're not already there. Thanks for a great stream, and I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Drink water. Be good to each other. Love you lots. See you tomorrow.